The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
As Powerboat Nationals reaches the midway point of its 2019 season, the World Championship points are tight in both the ProTunnel 1 and ProTunnel 2 series. Now the drivers invade Michigan and the Detroit River. Who will come out on top in the Motor City? Powerboat Nationals racing from Trenton starts now. Race fans, welcome to the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan, where today Powerboat Nationals is ready to take on a tricky Detroit River here at the 2019 Grand Prix of Michigan in Trenton. Hello again, fans. Jared Romsberg here alongside the RMG Sports crew, excited to be bringing you the action from Trenton, Michigan at one of the longest running powerboat racing events in the United States. But now, fans, we're not screwing around. We're getting right to the racing. The ProTunnel 2 fleet is assembled at the dock here on the Detroit River in Trenton. Mark Schmerbach, 35, is your pole sitter. Right next to him, the series points leader, Steve Merleau. But fans, it's time now to drop that flag. We're racing in Michigan. Side by side they go for the lead, side by side for third. Right behind them, Steve Merleau moves ahead of pole sitter Mark Schmerbach and assumes the lead as they rip down the backstretch. Side by side battle for third continues. Here comes Daniel Trenton on the outside looking, trying to make it three wide as they scream towards turn 3 of the PT1 course here in Trenton. Steve Merleau in the lead. Right behind him, Mark Schmerbach. Side-by-side battle for third continues. Dustin Pearson on the outside. Jimmy Robb and the 31 on the inside. And look at how they're stacking up behind them, fans, as they come out of turn 4. This long straightaway on the first lap. Steve Merleau, 66 in the lead. Side-by-side battle for third. Dustin Pearson on the outside. Jimmy Robb on the inside. And Pearson moves forward, moving the 95 into third. We're right along with Daniel Trenton in the 77, back in 5th, giving you a front row seat for this battle for third. Jimmy Robb trying to take the inside line away, but Pearson erupts on the outside, solidifying his hold in the third place slot. Up front, Steve Merleau, our PT2 series points leader, showing him how it's done. He started in the second slot, but he didn't stay there long, getting around Mark Schmerbach, taking the lead. Leland Broge is second in points, but man, he is not having a good weekend here at what he considers his hometown race. He's from up the road outside of Trenton. He's all the way back in 7th, struggling to get around Eric Weinzak in the 83. And while he tries to catch up to the 83, he's got to keep an eye on the mirror. His brother, John Broge II, right behind him in the number 9 boat, trying to make some time, trying to catch up to his brother. No brotherly love here on the Detroit River in Trenton as Leland Broge in the 67 moves away, trying to get his boat up on that leaderboard and gain some valuable ProTunnel 2 World Championship Series points right behind this guy. Steve Merleau, our points leader, another Michigan guy. Fans, the fleet is full of Michigan drivers, every one of them wanting to take home the win here at the Trenton Roar on the River in its 69th year. One guy that's been on top of the box before, our second place runner, Mark Schmerbach, many-time national champion, very well-known veteran in the PT2 ranks. Schmerbach already has a podium win this year. He finished behind Merleau in race number 2 of the PT2 2019 season in Knoxville, Tennessee earlier this year. He's trying to get around to 66, but he's got to keep an eye in the mirror because Dustin Pearson is having a career best day, aiming for his first Powerboat Nationals podium in that beautifully wrapped 95 boat. Pearson staying on the throttle, making these turns look easy. He's got to because he's got Jimmy Robb right behind him, veteran PT2 driver. You might be familiar with the name, fans. His father, Jim Robb, is often seen behind the wheel of the Gulf Racing Fuels number 13 PT1 boat. And Jimmy Robb working hard, trying to catch up to Pearson, laying that coveted slot on the podium here in Trenton. That guy that's aiming for the top slot on the podium, 66, Steve Merleau, our leader, already starting to put boats a lap down. There goes Mike Deck in the 26. He'll go a lap down. We're only 5 laps into this race, a 5th of the way through, and Merleau is already putting boats a lap down. As we can see, Mark Schmerbach move by the 26. Everybody moving to the outside, letting the faster boats go by. 49 is going to be Merleau's next victim. That's Charlie Smith. Last time Smith raced with Powerboat Nationals was at our Global Championship in Naples, Florida last year, where he finished just 1 tick shy of the podium, back in 4th, not having that great of a day here on the Detroit River. as he has to watch our championship series points leader, Steve Merleau, just ride right by. Dustin Pearson now following suit, moving by Mike Deck, as our front runners now getting into some back marker traffic. As with any type of racing, fans, you start to get into lap traffic, and it makes it a very interesting ride for our leaders, to say the least. 66, Steve Merleau is your leader. We have 6 in the books. Plenty of racing here in Michigan, fans. We'll be back to Trenton at the Grand Prix of Michigan right after this.
With all of the marketing options out there, finding buyers for real estate can be a complicated and expensive endeavor. One thing remains true: television cuts through the clutter. RMG provides real estate professionals across the United States with a convenient, affordable option that promotes dozens of listings using broadcast, cable, satellite, and on-demand streaming television. RMG helps your agency recruit top sales talent, build your agency's brand, promote other services, and most importantly, sell more property. The process is easy. The service is affordable. The advantages are many. Contact RMG today for a free, no-obligation proposal for your agency. We'll research your market and create customized options, showing the many ways our programs will help your agency, aside from selling more property. We're ready to put our experience and expertise to work for you and your agents. Visit us online and contact RMG today to learn more.
This segment of Powerboat Nationals Racing is brought to you by RMGSports.net. Watch RMG Sports Productions on demand for free at RMGSports.net.
Fans, welcome back to Trenton, Michigan, home of Powerboat Nationals 2019 Grand Prix of Michigan. We're riding along with our second place runner, Steve Merleau. Well, when we left and went to commercial, Merleau was in the lead. Now he's in second. What happened? Well, as he was going through the turns a few laps after we went to the commercial break, fans, he spun a prop. Lost all propulsion in that boat. Very hazardous position. Outside of turn 4, they had to throw the caution and tow Steve Merleau back in. Think he's out of the race? No way. They threw that 66 boat back on the trailer, fixed the prop, but he had to start at the tail end of the fleet on the restart. And look at this, fans. He went from the tail end all the way around almost everyone. Here he goes by Dustin Pearson, grabs second place, chasing the 35 boat of Mark Schmerbach, the only boat he didn't get around on the restart. And man, Schmerbach, he just checked out. He wants to get away from that 66 boat, as he knows that Steve Merleau is a fast boat, especially here in his home state of Michigan. Merleau from Fenville, Michigan. A lot of Michigan drivers here that love coming to race on the Detroit River at one of the most storied locations for powerboat racing in the United States, Trenton. Mark Schmerbach now starting to move through some lap traffic. That's 30, Mike Harris. Harris had a great race in our last race in Marietta, Ohio on the Ohio River. Wound up finishing second behind Steve Merleau. But you can see in a running boards, fans, he is back in 8th, ready to go a lap down as the leaders now start to once again move through the lap traffic that always causes drama on the water. But only 3 laps to go. Mark Schmerbach from Wisconsin, one of the few guys in the fleet not from Michigan, is in the lead and in a commanding lead ahead of Steve Merleau. And you can see the distance there, fans, between Steve Merleau in 3rd place, Dustin Pearson. But look how far ahead Mark Schmerbach is. He's already in turn 1 as the other front runners are just coming out of turn 4. Mark Schmerbach needed some kind of miracle early on in this race because Steve Merleau got out in front at the first start. He was not looking back. Then he spun a prop, brought the caution out, had to go to the back of the dock, giving Schmerbach a great opportunity to launch off the pole and get far ahead of the ProTunnel 2 Series points leader, Steve Merleau. Merleau is on what he's calling the Fear the Beard campaign this year. Merleau sporting a longer beard in 2019. And he's letting everybody know he's looking for that championship, was looking to run the board the rest of the season. Called Mark Schmerbach out at our last race in Marietta, Ohio, and I would say that Schmerbach has more than answered the call as we see him deep in the backstretch as Steve Merleau now just going through turns 1 and 2 and is way out of contention for this race. As we watch our leader go through turns 3 and 4 one more time, he got a lucky break on lap 8, took full advantage of the opportunity handed to him, and once again, Mark Schmerbach is going to cross the line, taking the checkered flag, winning the ProTunnel 2 feature race here at the 2019 Grand Prix of Michigan in Trenton. Haynes, we've got a lot of racing coming up. Don't move a muscle. Outlaws, ProTunnel 1, all coming up from Trenton right after this.
My name is Hannah Mears, and I am a host, and a reporter, and an editor, and a sports fan, and I am a broadcast journalism major.
Experience the power, the action, the fun of Powerboat Nationals. Powerboat Nationals brings the unparalleled excitement of championship powerboat racing to regattas and festivals across America. Powerboat Nationals provides thrilling daytime racing and family-friendly events that entertain and engage fans of all ages. Contact Powerboat Nationals today to learn how your city can host a heart-pounding, action-packed event. Throw your event into high gear with Powerboat Nationals Championship Racing.
This segment of Powerboat Nationals Racing is brought to you by RMG's Real Estate Marketing Services. Promote more real estate listings to more potential buyers with television. Contact RMG today to learn more.
Fans, welcome back to Trenton, Michigan. We're here on the Detroit River. We see Powerboat Nationals Outlaws out on the water. 47 Spencer Toon took the lead. Chip Waverone to 33, tried to catch up, as did Bart Schaefer and Country Dog in third. But this one went to Black Betty as 47 Spencer Toon grabbed the checkered flag here in the Outlaw feature at the Grand Prix of Michigan for 2019. But fans, now it is showtime. The ProTunnel 1 fleet has assembled at the dock here in Trenton on the Detroit River. Local favorite 35, Mike LaPadlo on the pole. Right next to him, Jamie Durand driving with a heavy heart. Fans, will get to that in a moment. Next to her, Mark Jacob, our 2017 champion, and our series points leader, two-time champion Lee Daniel, back and forth. Unfamiliar territory for the North Augusta, South Carolina driver, but all eyes are now on the flagman. It's time to drop that flag! The ProTunnel 1 fleet is racing in Michigan.
Go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Get in, get it on up. Come on, come on. Go, go. There you go. You got it. Go.
35, Mike LaPadlo moves away with the lead, but look at Lee Daniel coming up on the outside, fans. He was all the way back and forth. He got around Mark Jacob and Jamie Durand. Jamie Durand not giving up. She's trying to pull up along the inside, making a three-wide battle for the lead. But both LaPadlo and Daniel move away with the top slots. Here they go, shoulder to shoulder, going into turn one on lap one. LaPadlo holds the inside line. Daniel has to go wide. That opens the door for Jamie Durand. Durand tries to move the inside and take the inside line away from Daniel. Meanwhile, behind them, battle for fourth. Mark Jacob in the 7. Here comes John Eddy on the outside. Battle for fourth as they scream down the backstretch into turn 3. Topping 100, hitting 107 as they go into the turn side by side. Mark Jacob on the inside. John Eddy goes wide. Now he tries to dive down on the inside, take the inside line away from the 2017 champion. John Eddy in the 55 coming on the inside of Jacob, but Jacob slowly moves down and closes the door on the 55 Badass Truck Parts entry of John Eddy. Eddy now ripping through the wake. He's got to watch that. You grab onto one of those wave spans, you'll go upside down in a hurry. John Eddy, veteran boat racer, he knows that. He gets back on the throttle and is trying to chase down Mark Jacob in the Hearst Marine number 7. Meanwhile, we see Mike LaPadlo stretching his lead out over Lee Daniel. Jamie Durand not giving up on Lee Daniel, trying to make some time on the outside. Jamie Durand driving with the heavy heart, fans. Her father, Dean Durand, involved in a very, very serious accident in qualifying. The 69 boat taken out of the race. Dean Durand hospitalized, and he is recovering from some very serious upper body injuries. And once Jamie got everything taken care of with the family, she got right back in the cockpit, fans, and she's back in third behind Lee Daniel, who's trying desperately to catch up to her leader, 35, Mike LaPadlo. LaPadlo, one of the many Michigan drivers we've seen on the Detroit River today, fans. Out in front, he qualified P1, and here he is leading the race with Jamie Durand and Lee Daniel right behind him. The Naples Marco Island Everglades boat, piloted by Jamie Durand, currently sits second in points. Had a horrible outing in our last race in Marietta, Ohio. She didn't start the race, had engine trouble right off the bat. Mark Jacob, our 2017 series champion, back in fourth, trying to catch up to the front runners as they explode down the front stretch. Mike LaPadlo playing Folow the leader. He's led every lap so far, fans, and he's not looking like he's slowing down at all. It means so much for another Michigan driver to win here in Trenton. More Powerboat Nationals racing from the Grand Prix of Michigan coming up, fans, right after this.
How is your company using video? When it comes to advertising, are you taking full advantage of television, the internet, and social media to promote your business? Is your company using video to educate your employees and contractors, or to teach customers how to use your product safely and properly? RMG provides business video support services that help companies use video efficiently and effectively. Learn more. Contact RMG.
Experience the power, the action, the fun of Powerboat Nationals. Powerboat Nationals brings the unparalleled excitement of championship powerboat racing to regattas and festivals across America. Powerboat Nationals provides thrilling daytime racing and family-friendly events that entertain and engage fans of all ages. Contact Powerboat Nationals today to learn how your city can host a heart-pounding, action-packed event. Throw your event into high gear with Powerboat Nationals Championship Racing.
This segment of Powerboat Nationals Racing is brought to you by RMG Sports on social media. Subscribe to RMG Sports on YouTube and like RMG Sports on Facebook today.
Fans, welcome back to Powerboat Nationals ProTunnel 1 racing here at the 2019 Grand Prix of Michigan, where you're looking at our leader 35, Mike LaPadlo. Absolutely dominating performance today here on the Detroit River, getting by the lapped boat of 48, Tim Holmes, and right behind him, Lee Daniel trying to do the same, but he's got to watch to the inside. Here comes Jamie Durand on the inside. Jamie Durand, she's great off the buoys, and she snuck up on Lee Daniel, trying to take away that second place slot. Meanwhile, behind them, here's John Eddy, our fifth place driver. Fans, he is the last boat on the lead lap. LaPadlo and the front runners have lapped more than half of the fleet here in the ProTunnel 1 feature race, and John Eddy is trying to stay ahead of LaPadlo as here comes Jamie Durand. Another assault on Lee Daniel. Boy, she dove deep into that turn. Here she comes out of turn 2. She usually goes to the inside. Now it's to the outside. Side-by-side battle for second. Shoulder to shoulder for the runner-up spot. And the Naples Marco Island Everglades boat lurches ahead. Jamie Durand goes into second and leaves our series points leader in her wake back in third. Now Durand has to get by the 47 of Jim Robb, another lapped boat. He moves to the outside, and she's got a radar lock on that 35 boat of leader Mike LaPadlo. Jamie Durand, as we said before, fans, she's driving with a heavy heart today. Her father, 69, Dean Durand, was in a violent crash in qualifying. He was hospitalized. And Dean, we hope you're recovering well. We are dedicating this segment to the 69 boat. You see the familiar green, white, and black 69 up in the corner of the screen, fans. That's for Dean Durand, as we wish him a speedy recovery from his injuries. Meanwhile, Jamie Durand trying her best to catch up to Mike LaPadlo, but he is way out in front. This Michigan driver hoping to win here in front of a lot of fans, a huge crowd on hand here at Elizabeth Park in Trenton, watching and enjoying a fantastic weekend of racing here at Powerboat Nationals Grand Prix of Michigan in Trenton. Jamie Durand currently sits second in points behind Lee Daniel, and you see on the leaderboard, fans, Lee Daniel has his number 2 in red. That always denotes our current series points leader, and Jamie Durand's hoping to rebound from a disappointing last place finish in Marietta at our last race, having her drop into points a little bit, extending Lee Daniel's lead. John Eddy trying to move up the leaderboard, get some more of those precious BT1 World Championship Series points, but you can see Mike LaPadlo starting to show up in the camera shot right behind the 55, looking to put our fifth place driver, John Eddy, a lap down. The Powerboat Nationals visited Trenton last year at the 2018 Grand Prix of Michigan. Mike LaPadlo finished fourth, one step ahead of this lady, Jamie Durand. She finished fifth, and both of these drivers looking to improve on their performance from 2018 and doing it in grand style, putting on a show for the fans here at Elizabeth Park in Trenton. Riding again along with John Eddy. Eddy on the outside. LaPadlo moves to the inside. trying to get by that 55 and put him a lap down, but also put the 55 between himself and second place Jamie Durand. Give her something else to worry about other than catching up to Mike Clapadlo. Clapadlo, great turn out of turns 3 and 4. Eddie moves to the outside, lets the leader go by, but look at Jamie Durand. She really hammered that turn, made up a lot of ground, and this is going to get interesting, fans. 3 laps to go. Eddie now moves alongside of our leader, Mike Clapadlo, but Clapadlo holds the inside line and moves away on the backstretch. He's got to keep rolling, fans. Jamie Durand is moving behind him. Behind her, Lee Daniel. Well, you can hear that engine not at full song. Something wrong with the Golden Mech Mechanical PNC Bank #2 boat. Lee Daniel, our 2-time series champion, current ProTunnel 1 World Championship Series points leader, struggling, keeping things going. He's got to keep his foot in the throttle because behind him we have Mark Jacob in a Hearst Marine 7. Jacob is a past champion in his own right, and it would make him very, very happy to get around the driver that was his nemesis last year. Those two had a great battle for the series points championship. As we ride on board with Jake Alcama, gives you a front row view of the battle for the lead. Mike Clapadlo, the leader, already got by Alcama. Jamie Durand now on the inside as Alcama moves to the outside. Jake Alcama, very popular driver here in Trenton. I think he raced just about every race there was to race this weekend at the Grand Prix of Michigan. Mike Clapadlo, the leader of this race, he sees the white flag. One more trip around this race course, and you can see Jamie Durand making fantastic turns. She's cutting it down. She's now on the inside, trying to move up alongside of Clapadlo for the lead on the final lap of this race. About a half a lap remains, and Clapadlo standing on the throttle. Here comes Jamie Durand. She's a woman driving with a purpose. Oh, she hit the buoy, hit the turn 3 buoy. Here she comes out of 4, rips that boat around. Here we go, fans. She's standing that boat up on its tail, but it's not going to be enough. Mike Clapadlo is going to win in Michigan.
Bring home the tractor, baby! Bring it home! That's what I'm talking about, Michael!
Don't move, fans. The RMG Sports post-race show from Trenton is next.
Experience the power, the action, the fun of Powerboat Nationals. Powerboat Nationals brings the unparalleled excitement of championship powerboat racing to regattas and festivals across America. Powerboat Nationals provides thrilling daytime racing and family-friendly events that entertain and engage fans of all ages. Contact Powerboat Nationals today to learn how your city can host a heart-pounding, action-packed event. Throw your event into high gear with Powerboat Nationals Championship Racing.
How is your company using video? When it comes to advertising, are you taking full advantage of television, the internet, and social media to promote your business? Is your company using video to educate your employees and contractors, or to teach customers how to use your product safely and properly? RMG provides business video support services that help companies use video efficiently and effectively. Learn more. Contact RMG.
This presentation of Powerboat Nationals Racing was brought to you by RMG's Real Estate Marketing Services. Promote more real estate listings to more potential buyers with television. Contact RMG today to learn more. PowerboatNationals.com, the official website of Powerboat Nationals. And by RMG Sports on social media. Subscribe to RMG Sports on YouTube and like RMG Sports on Facebook today.
Fans, welcome back to the Grand Prix of Michigan here in Trenton, where our ProTunnel 1 feature race winner, Mike Clapadlo, is completing his victory lap as we welcome you to the RMGSports.net post-race show. Jeff Doan is standing by with our winner of the PT2s.
I want to thank Trenton, the Rotary, everybody that's involved with this race. This is a great race site. This is for my best friend, Fred Miller. We did it again. Thanks, Fred.
Now, the first 8 or 10 laps of this race, you were in a real dogfight with the Fear the Beard man, and he had a minor hiccup, had to start from the back of the pack. You knew exactly where he was the rest of the race because he was on your tail.
Well, I knew exactly where he was at that time. Like I told him, I said it would have been interesting if he didn't have that hiccup. He did some great moves on me, and I was there. I was just playing. I love. He raced me fair, and it's a lot of fun. he might have won. He might not have. It would have been interesting.
Steve Merleau, a solid second place finish. Dustin Pearson rounds out your podium finishers of the ProTunnel 2 feature race here at the Grand Prix of Michigan in Trenton. Let's take a look at those championship point spans for the ProTunnel 2 World Championship Series. Steve Merleau stays on top. He lengthens his lead a little bit over Leland Broge, with Leland Broge's disappointing finish here in Trenton. Mike Harris, Eric Weinzak, and James Klein round out your top 5 point getters. Jeff Doan standing by with our PT1 winner.
Very, very justified smile on his face. Mike Lepadlo with a huge victory today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Powerboat Nationals. Thanks to the City of Trenton. Thanks to Rotary for the years it's been here, and I had a great time. Thanks, my family. Yeah, I was ran consistent. I stayed the same laps. I tried to do the same course, but they kept, every time I turned around, they was right behind me. They wouldn't give me no room, and it paid off.
They say the first one is the toughest. We know what's going to happen now. The rest could come sequentially real quick and in a row.
That'd be great, actually, to tell you the truth.
Jamie Durand was running so well, fans, but then she struck that turn 3 buoy, bumping her off of the podium. Lee Daniel and Mark Jacob joined Mike Lepadlo on the podium here at the Grand Prix of Michigan in Trenton. Take a look at those World Championship Series points for the Powerboat Nationals ProTunnel 1 Series. Lee Daniel stays on top. Jamie Durand just 42 back. Dean Durand, John Eddy, and Don Hendricks round out your top 5 point getters in Powerboat Nationals PT1 World Championship Series. Fans, we had a great time in Trenton and can't wait to come back to Michigan. Congratulations to all of our race winners, especially first-time winner, our PT1 winner, Mike Lepadlo. For everyone with RMG Sports and Powerboat Nationals, I'm Jared Romsberg. Thank you, Michigan. Until next time, fans, we'll see you 24/7 at PowerboatNationals.com.